Hello YouTube! This is my first or second video. I am UkeCafe, and today I'm going to be roasting a couple of different beans. I just want to show you my process, and if you're interested in home roasting or you've done it for a while, that's what I'm here for. I want to get you guys interested in coffee and ukulele. So two kind of unrelated things, but they're my two most favorite hobbies that I have. And hopefully someday I can turn those hobbies into a profession. So today I'm going to be roasting Rwanda coffee. Got this from Sweet Maria's. Yeah, Sweet Maria's. So it's a great way to save money on coffee, and almost everybody way back in the day roasted their own coffee. Talking like probably over 100 years ago and before that. So yeah, just kind of getting back to our roots, and yeah, I've been roasting probably now for about 10 years. I wouldn't call myself an expert, but I just like to tinker with it. I started with a bread machine and a heat gun, and now I'm on to just the Be More. It's the newer model. It's like an all-black model. So I'm going to be showing you that today. I'm also going to be roasting a Karundi East Africa decaf. So we've been kind of cutting our caffeine consumption down a little bit, so usually I'll do half decaf and half regular. So in just a moment, I'm going to set this up and just show you what I've got. Okay, so I've got a few things out here that is essential for almost everybody that's roasting. I've got a digital scale to measure out the beans. This brush is really for after the roasting, just to make sure that I've got all the chaff and everything out of there. I've got a bowl to measure out my beans. Got my coffees. I've got these gloves because I do the manual mode and I pull it out before automatic kicks in, so you don't want to burn your hands. That's normally a no-no. So, and then the last thing I saw this on Sweet Maria's site, and this is just it's a very crude cooling tray, but it's just a cardboard box, and I've got a vacuum hooked up to it to suck the hot air out of the beans once they're done. So I'm down in my basement dungeon. This is where I roast because it has kind of a strong smell, and I'm right near a window, so if I need to open the window, I can do that right now. So, all right, well, I'm gonna get this set up, and I'll see you whenever I hit the start button. So we're about to get started here. I'm gonna start with my decaf first, and I do that because I feel like it's easy to over roast your beans when they're decaf. They just get darker. Almost darker than your normal beans. So turn on the scale here. I weigh out 100 grams. I do 100 gram batches. To me, that's easy to manage. Gets done pretty quickly. I pretty much follow Sweet Maria's guidelines on how they do it most of the time. Okay, so I got 100 grams here. Enjoy the piano playing that you're hearing in the background. It's my wife practicing piano. She's a professional pianist. Okay, so I'm gonna turn my light on. Looks like I cleaned this out pretty well last time. I tend to do a dry burn, and then I vacuum everything out and I use the brush. Okay, so I've got my cylinder here. I forget, whenever I do start, I do a preheat, so I'm actually going to do that first. So I preheat for about 40 seconds. Put that in there. Okay, so I'm going to hit manual, P5, and then start. So in the comments below, feel free to share with me how you roast. If you roast. If you don't roast, that's cool too. What kind of beans do you like? This has been a really fun hobby. I've been using the Be More now probably about 4 or 5 months, but I almost always did the drum roasting. Almost always did the heat gun and the bread machine method since about 2008. A friend of mine showed me how to do that. Be More's been pretty good. I only have a problem with the cylinder, and I'll show you that here in just a second. I'm about to put this on. I'm going to turn this off. And I'll talk to you as I do this. So I just preheated for about 40 seconds. Take out the cooling tray. I'm going to load my beans in here. This is the decaf. Okay. And disperse those the way they need to be. Now here's a thing that is kind of unfortunate. So the cylinder lid gets a little bit loose over time. Okay, I'll show that to you. That's here. So as you roast and roast and roast, as it spins on its spit, basically it just gets loose and then it sends coffee through that burns up. And it makes you think that your beans are overdone, which is bad. So I always put a twist tie. It's almost impossible to see this, but I put a little metal twist tie on the side to help prevent the cylinder from opening up. So it is a little bit of a pain in the butt. The alternative is spending more money on a roaster, unfortunately. And if you want to roast more than a pound at a time, then you're going to be spending up in the thousands for a roaster. So the Bullet Leo, I think that's how you pronounce it. So, okay, I just put this on P5, which is manual mode. And I'm doing a lighter roast with this, so I'm going to take up the drum speed a little bit. I hit the D button on the bean one to get it spinning a little bit more. Okay, cool. So now that that is done, I'm going to do a little bit of prep work for my next batch. So the next batch I'm going to do is the Rwanda coffee. It says it's pretty good at city or full city roast. City to full city roast. So I usually do city or city plus, which has a lot of really nice acids. It's not overly roasted, doesn't give you a headache. Weighing out 100 grams here. I'm on video. Come say hi, Laura.
I'm buying some odongo.
Oh, odongo. I don't know how to pronounce it.
Our neighbors made.
All right. I don't even know how to eat them, but
It's like a mochi. I think it's savory.
wow. Okay. Thank you. There you go. Thank you.
Is that Cereal?
I think so.
Sam!
It's actually kind of sweet. It's really good. Okay.
Sam, you say hi?
My dog Sam says hello. Look at the camera. He wants the food. Say hi, camera. Hello. You're good. You're fine. Thank you. Okay. So, my clock here says 16 minutes, 10 seconds. It's just counting down. And, if you're interested in roasting, it's a really good time to get into things. And you can start with a free bread machine and a meat gun. Really, really, really simple. The only thing I've noticed is you usually have to do near a pound at a time, which is great for most people. They don't have to roast all the time. I typically have to roast every 4 or 5 days because I only do 100 gram batches. So, all right, now I hit the B button to check the temperature. I think that's the exhaust temperature. I'm not 100% sure. But right now we're at 172. We're going to wait until it gets up to about 300, and then I'm going to mess with the dial a little bit. I hate to eat on camera, so I'm going to step away for a second. Okay. So I've got my next batch ready of beans. And the idea is, I guess whenever they do commercial roasting, they like to throw in a batch right after the other one because the machine's already heated. And that's why I did a little bit of a preheat. You want to actually have it ramp up almost as quickly as you can, at least with a B-more. Now, if I had a Probat or something like that, probably not a good idea. It would probably scorch or tip the beans. But all right, we're at 207. If you wouldn't mind, go ahead and hit the subscribe button on the bottom. You can follow me as I roast and whenever I brew. I just woke up today and I had this really cool idea that There's no ukulele teachers I've seen online that have like a theme, kind of like a cafe or a coffee roasting kind of thing. It's something almost everybody can enjoy. If you don't drink coffee, you might drink tea, right? So, yeah, I'm going to be filming a little bit later today for ukulele. I'm putting together a 90s book, and what happened in coffee in the 90s? We had the second wave, right? So I'll do a little thing about second wave coffee, and we'll try to include that in with the 90s charts that I'm working on. That's going to become a book that I'm going to make and send out on Patreon, the printable part of it. So we'll have Uke in the 90s, maybe 9 songs, or 9 different songs from that era. So another thing that's really good to have whenever you're roasting is a way to watch time. I'm going to take my watch off now because I have a video on. Okay, the B-more is starting to smoke a little bit, which means that I'm pretty close to my temperature that I'm going to. As soon as I hear that first crack, there it is, I'm going to look at my clock, and I'm only going to let it go for 40 seconds. Okay. And okay. It says 293, so I'm getting a little bit of pre-popping here, which is interesting because I'm not even at 300 yet, and I'm roasting Burundi African coffee. So, okay. I haven't even hit 300 yet, so I may have it go a little bit longer. I'm going to go 15 more seconds. Okay, I'm at 300 now. I've got about 7 more seconds, and I'm going to let this cool. Which is pretty light. Okay, cool. Now, because this was a decaf, it's not going to send a lot of chaff out at first. So that's kind of a perk of the decaf coffee. Okay, a little bit of chaff. Now it's reading 307. I did hit cool. I'm going to let this cool until the clock reads about 11:30, and then I'm going to put it in my cooling tray. Okay, so it's still continuing to roast a little bit. It says 302 right now. It's very, very important that you don't go overboard on decaf. It's okay, you can always take a look at it and it's cooling. It says 280 right now for the temperature readout. Coffee is actually a pretty easy thing to do. At first, you may like scorch your beans a little bit, but I'm not trying to win any prizes or anything like that. I just want a good cup of coffee. 11:40, and we're gonna do the bad thing. We're going to do a very bad thing, and we're going to turn it off at 11:30. It likes to fully cool, they say. So I'm taking it out. Now, this is the crappy part, because I could be cooling it right now, but I have to take this twist tie off, right? I didn't tie it that much, but enough that it's just a pain, and it could be cooling right now in its tray. Okay, almost there. All right, put it in its cooling tray. All right. Now, I'm going to fast forward this bit. I just take my hands and I usually stir it up with the machine, but you're not going to hear any of this, so I'm just going to fast forward it on the video. Okay, here we go. Alright, that is all pretty cool. I put the decaf in there just so that I know it's decaf. That's basically just how you roast. So I'm going to do the same thing with the Rwanda next. I probably won't include it on this video. If you noticed while I was letting it cool, I need to put the cylinder and the tray back in because to help retain the heat a little bit. So I'm gonna run it one more time, but I'll do a light cleaning of it. So hope you enjoyed. I'm gonna just create as much online content that I can, and feel free to subscribe again below and write some comments. What would you like to see me roast? I have a couple of pounds left I even have a geisha that I need to finish up roasting. So have a good day and enjoy.